Guess what? No legend. We're not staying with a legend today.
She forgot what she did prepare one.
Oh.
Forgot, intentionally had everything
Oh.
potato.
Potato, yes.
No, she actually forgot. She prepared everything else, but she forgot the legend.
Go.
Anyway, Alara, you ready for D&D?
Oh, menace.
No, I'm ready for D&D.
Indeed.
I've been ready since 9? I woke up.
Nakasta and Iris, are you two ready for D&D?
Yes.
My Monday night sleep schedule is uprooted so I can come to the session.
Indeed. Curie, are you ready for D&D?
No schedule. Woo!
No.
I am as ready as I'm gonna get, and my brain is fried at the moment.
Okay.
I had to do exercise.
Okay, I'll have to.
Are we getting crazy Curie today?
Eve, are you ready for Dungeons and Dragons?
I've been ready since I first joined this VC, which was before you. I was ready before you.
Okay, I was busy doing assessments and assignments, okay? You can't blame me for that one.
No, I was ready since last week.
Of course you were. Anyway, so to begin this session off, we've got our weekly recap. Last week, you guys were all going through the Misty Forest. And unfortunately, Nakaste sort of went on a minecart ride. Eve fell off, sort of face-palmed unconscious. And Nakaste just completely flew off the rails. And I mean that quite literally. And met two strange mechanics. Tin Man and Gold Man, as I call them during the session. Who have not...
Tin Man and Gold.
Yes, Tin Man and Gold Man. Who are very... interesting. However, they had captured Eve and also Nakaste and taken them to Artgate, where Eliza seems to be, or have some knowledge of. Meanwhile, Eliza built a shelter, saw these two heading out, and the group had their first little argument as Alara, Iris, and Eliza, along with Quitza, the terrified cat, who also seems to have this strange mark on their back, similar to the party, discussed their next move. Eliza not wanting to head towards Artgate without a plan, and the others wanting to head there immediately to save the others. And thus we begin on the cold sort of evening as the sun begins to set in the misty woods. As Alara and Iris, you two are at the Terrify's house as the sun begins to set. And you can smell this very sort of pungent, sort of flavorful smell coming from this massive cauldron where the Terrify seems to be sort of occasionally looking over, peering into, and just sort of generally doing quite a few things with. What are you two doing?
I'd say Alara's probably just pacing.
What about Iris?
I want to know what's in the pot, or whatever it is they're playing with. I want to know what they're playing with. I want to play with the cat.
Yeah,
I'm gonna play with the cat.
Over to the pot, seeing what the cat's doing, and inside you see this sort of very creamy venison stew. It smells delicious.
Yum. I'm gonna ask the cat if they need any help.
It should be nearly done. I should be fine with everything. However, your friend looks like they might need a bit of counselling. Sort of gestures to Alara pacing back and forth.
Her tail flicking back and forth.
Iris is just gonna look at Alara and be like, they're fine. Have you seen Nakasta? He's built for this. He has the training for it.
I have not met your friend. If you remember, I believe those two might have been captured by the two we saw earlier.
Yeah. My friend is a 7-foot tall centaur. I trust that he'll protect the other one.
Well,
uh,
that is indeed hopeful. But I haven't been to Artgate in a very long time, so I wouldn't know what's going on there, and I suppose you don't know either.
No clue, but I would like to go save my friend. So,
Indeed.
at the first opportunity I can, I am going.
The cat sort of flicks its tail, and then you can see a bunch of bowls begin flying around the room. And this sort of ladle, which is hovering in mid-air, sort of dips itself into the stew and begins pouring out some portions for each of you.
Cool.
As he sort of settles them down, sort of, you can see all the forks begin flying out and stuff. Some just sort of appear in mid-air. Anyways, time to eat. And she sort of like flips her gaze to Lara and goes, you know you should eat these. It'd be good rather than sleeping this whole time.
Iris is gonna look towards Alara and be like, do you really think they could do anything to hurt Nakasta? They're 7 foot tall. It's the worst that could happen.
I think we should have let them leave this forest.
Yeah. But since they have, there's no point in worrying about it or stressing about it. We're gonna go after them as soon as we can. And you're gonna need your strength. So have some food.
I almost wonder if it was a good idea for us to stop them earlier, rather than in their own hometown. What on earth could Artgate want with your friends? Though, you know, I saw the thing, but the message, but
Probably has something to do with the message.
yeah.
Oh, what they could be planning, I have no idea.
Well, let's hope your friends are still alive by the time we get there.
Laura will
They
stop
will.
pacing and go get herself some food.
Yeah, you sit down at the table. It's a very delicious stew.
Is it like a beef stew or?
It's a venison, creamy venison one.
Ooh. Very delicious.
Anyway,
Where did you learn to cook?
from my mother. And my mother learned it from her descendants, who learned it from descendants of her.
Oh,
It's
it
a
is
family
very
recipe.
good.
Thank you. I have a very long family tree. Nobody really remembers it anymore. And she sort of waves her tail, and just sort of, you see this large sort of family tree goes up. You're almost thinking it's like one of those large elm burrs. Huge trees. Ones with plenty of branches. Thousands. But good thing I still have my magic to show it. Anyway, you're a dragon now, aren't you?
Yes. Sorry for meeting you in my other form. That probably wasn't the best first impression.
I suppose not. But as I said before, I've been feeling these strange influence ever since I woke up. Again, that is. I think I sensed you meant no harm.
How can you sense that exactly?
I don't know. It's like magic, but slightly different. You seem to have an innocent heart, little one.
Laura's just going to look down at her food, kind of shyly.
Don't be shy. We'll get to know each other with time. Anyway,
What's our plan for getting to Arcgate?
I suppose we're just going to have to take the long route. I haven't been there in recent times, so I doubt I could teleport us there.
It will be a long journey then.
Indeed. But Artgate isn't too far away. If possible, it might be easy enough for us to grab a ride at the town near the forest. That'll at least make things quicker for us. But I suppose we should all get to bed. No point traveling at dark. We'll pick up your friend in the morning. And you see she just sort of waves her tails. And just sort of, you can see a couple of sheets come up and sort of roll out onto the floor. I apologize for the accommodations, but I was not really expecting any visitors anytime soon.
Laura's just going to shake her head. I don't mind. I'm used to sleeping outside anyway.
Probably not the best idea to sleep outside. Unless it's during the daytime. A lot of things hide within the darkness. You both do well to remember that. Good night. I'll be upstairs. Knock on the door if you need me. Good night.
Okay, thank you.
Iris, I believe it was.
Night.
She just nods and heads up the stairs.
What's going on in the background?
I don't know, do you want to mute it?
Dishwasher.
That's one loud dishwasher.
Hey man, it knows what it's doing.
And thus, Alara and Iris are left alone on the ground floor of their little house. A little cottage in the misty woods.
If that loud banging is your dishwasher?
No, that's me. My dad.
Oh.
He is grabbing wood and stuff.
You see.
Meanwhile, Eliza, the night's cold. Very cold, but nothing comes to come get you. Come fight you. Except for maybe the bugs. They do bite, after all. But other than that, it's a peaceful night, albeit cold.
Yeah, I'm gonna be collecting walnuts as soon as I wake up in the morning.
Okay, you may do that. And I'll say you can get one lot of walnuts.
Okay.
Yep. And of course you rise up fairly early in the morning, earlier than the rest, and gather the walnuts up. And probably have a few for breakfast. And
Yeah.
meanwhile, at Artgate, Eve and Nakaste, you guys are in your room. And I believe you guys brought down the bed. And I believe you flopped right onto it, Eve.
Yeah, but then I talked to Nagaste through the message spell for.
Indeed. Is there anything else you guys are doing before you're going to bed?
Nope.
Nope, not particularly.
You both wake up in the morning as lights spring on.
I just get up and do a little stretch my wings as well.
Yeah, it's gotten all light in here. It seems to have some sort of automatic sort of daylight sensor thing active, and you can see all the gears sort of whirling up in the ceiling. Now active.
Well, it looks like it's morning. Morning, Nagaste.
Eh. Where even are we?
You
There any
sleep okay?
hungry?
Yeah, I could go for some food too. And I quickly just see. Do we still have all our equipment on us that we had?
You do. None of your
Okay, I
equipment
just
has
pulled
been
out
taken
a
with you.
couple rations, passed one to Nakaste then.
Yep, and
Alright.
you two
Food for now.
are about to eat the rations when you hear a knock on the door. May I come in?
Sure.
And you hear the door sort of unlock as it sort of swings open slowly, and you see almost this fairly young human woman sort of standing outside the door. Not really too mechanized, but in places you can see one of their hands seems to have been almost reattached with gears, wires, and whatnot. Hello.
Morning.
Good morning indeed. And it is a pleasure to meet you two.
Well,
Before...
pleasure's all ours.
Indeed. And she sort of gives a nod of her head. Anyway, you guys have been requested for breakfast.
Oh, okay. I will put away the 2 rations then.
And feel free to come out when you're ready. And I shall take you to your destination.
Thank you, and I will stand up and walk out the door. I looked in the caster there to see if they're coming.
Yeah, Nakaste will come along.
Yeah.
Not happy about it.
Well then, follow me. And she just starts walking down the sort of gold and white corridor.
Yep, I will follow her.
Anyway, I believe you two are new to the city?
Yes, we were brought in last night or yesterday.
Ah, so incredibly new then.
Yes, I've never been to Arcade before.
Both of you, please be aware to remember your manners whilst you're here. Several people
Oh, of
are
course.
missing limbs or have augments, and it might be quite unsettling for people such as you who have never seen Outgate citizens before.
I just give a wee chuckle. Oh, I'll be fine.
And what about you? She gestures to Nakaste.
Don't care.
That is indeed beneficial. Anyway, she continues walking off and taking a few different corridors. Everything's very pristine here. There's no dust, nothing like that. And all the corridors are almost unsettlingly silent, except for the sort of ticking of gears in the background.
Not many people around.
Oh no,
I'm
there's
guessing
not many people around here. No. Once,
most of the tasks are, I'm guessing, automated.
indeed, especially here. But once you get outside this little area, I believe you'll find Arkgate to be quite the bustling place.
Oh, of course.
And she suddenly stops before these grand doors and sort of gives a knock on them. Knocks. Your two visitors are here to see you. Please, please, bring them in. And you see she pushes lightly on the doors, and despite them being massive, what should be heavy doors, you can see as she presses on them, a bunch of gears almost click into place, and the gears move the doors out, letting you both in.
As we enter, I will give Nox a bow.
As I said yesterday, no need, no need. Please. sit.
You are the lord of these lands. It's best to show respect. And you are letting us be the guests, your guests.
I suppose so.
Nakasta just grunts and starts looking for food.
There's a lot of like plates and stuff on the table, but no food yet. Please, both of you sit.
I will take a seat quite nicely at one of the further seats from where Nox is sitting, as not to be rude.
And Nakaste, you can see a seat has been prepared for you. A special seat, so you may rest your weary legs.
I will look at the seat distrustfully and poke it before sitting on it.
You poke the seat. It seems fairly normal in terms of seats. Probably the most normal thing you've seen so far.
Trust nothing and nobody.
Yeah, that's right.
I believe that it would be nice to get straight into it, rather than deal with pleasantries. I do not believe your companion Eve is too much into those.
No. She can... and I just give a small nod, as he knows what I mean.
Well then, we'll be having breakfast shortly, but first, I believe you've just only come to the city very recently, from what my servant has told me of you two.
Yes, they brought us here from one of the, I believe, a foggy forest we were lost in.
Ah, Misty Woods.
Yes. Yes, one of them.
Not many people make it out of those. There's a couple around the place.
Hmm.
However, I believe that it's best if I share a little bit of information about myself. Currently, you're not too aware of my intentions.
No, I do not believe I am. And I'm giving a bit of an inquisitive look like I'm interested in what he's saying.
As you know, I am the Duke of Artgate, and that comes with many responsibilities. I am part of the line of founders, which were originally known for gathering ancient technology of the past and using it for the betterment of all citizens of Artgate. And thus,
I give a
we get to my goal. My goal is to use the technology of the past, otherwise known to many as ancient magic. Though we prefer technomancy here. And we use it to benefit the lives of our people. Sometimes it's restoring lost limbs, augmenting features, or just generally making our lives better. And he sort of gives a click, and suddenly a set of robots walk in carrying trays of breakfast, and they set them out in front of you. Very fancy dishes. You don't recognize many of the veggies on them, and the sort of slices of very thin, sort of almost marbly meat. And he gives another click, and all the robots head back into the walls, because these robots have literally come out of the walls.
impressive.
Indeed it is. Now feel free to eat. I'm not certain if you two had any allergies, so I made sure not to include the common ones.
No, I'm fine, personally. Had to survive off eating whatever I could get at one point, but always got to keep your manners, and I eat in a very mannered way. Well, Eve does.
May I know a little bit about you two? Let's start with the center. Nakaste, was it?
Yes.
Would you mind sharing a bit about yourself? Want a piece of chicken? Yes, please.
No.
One, please. No?
She's a bit secretive, you see, even with, me.
Well, that is quite alright. I was hopefully looking forward to meeting maybe a new companion. Thank you.
I give a slight eyebrow raise at him saying that.
Ah, yes. I do have a proposition, though. I believe that can wait. As I don't know too much about you.
Well, I'm also a bit secretive because of my family, but the most I will say is I am on the run from them.
Then maybe you might wish to become a citizen of Artgate then, in the future. No pressure, of course.
Thank you for the offer, but I prefer to keep moving, as the one chasing me is quite powerful.
Oh, that is fine. However, as I said before, I've got a proposition for the two of you.
Uh, okay, and what is this proposition?
I propose that, looking at you two right now, you don't seem to have much in the way of commodities.
No, we don't.
So I've got a couple of things that are of sort of interest to me. I do have a way that we could solve both our problems at once.
I raise my eyebrow at him.
See, there is a very annoying group currently that has this almost dislike for Artgate. A terrorist group, if you will. And unfortunately, they have stolen a precious artifact of mine. And I would quite like some help in getting it back. However, if I were to send any of my people there, it would be an issue, per se.
So you wish us to infiltrate this group, I'm guessing?
Indeed. The reward will be quite useful to you, I believe. As I'll offer you at least a place to stay whilst you are on the quest, and he sort of brings out a couple little pouches filled with glistening gold.
One thing before me or my associate exec. What is this artifact that they took?
It's an artifact which basically allows for fine-tuning of all the mechanics and things in Artgate. If you have that orb, you can update and change many of the magic lines that appear in this place.
What do these lines do?
It's like, think of them as magical connections. If you change one line, then you can update the whole city board at once. That is how advanced.
What aspects of the city would you update?
Oh, it's mostly for my own research. See,
Research?
Yes, I originally had one of them because I'm currently researching a way to prevent diseases like cancer and ones that slowly kill people from affecting people, and I'm using mechanisms to protect against that.
May I ask, what kind of mechanisms? Like, are you augmenting people to have machines that stop the disease, kill it off before it starts?
Yes, but unfortunately, as our cells get older, the effect becomes greater.
You're looking for a way to stop aging.
Yes, that is one way to put it.
Have you had any luck in that field?
Want to take a guess at how old I am?
Probably very old. You don't look it, though.
I do not. I don't believe I look an age past 40. Though, I believe I'm about 150 years old. In all actuality.
He just gives off a small whistle, like an impressed whistle.
Indeed. I was working towards bringing this to the general public this month, but unfortunately a group has been being a bit of an issue recently, as you may aware. as he just finishes up his meal.
I finish mine up around the same time as his.
However, both of you, come with me for a second. I believe you'll find this a bit of a shock.
I will stand and walk with him.
Are you coming, Nikaste?
Fine.
Well then. And he sort of leads you up this sort of stairwell at the back and just sort of clicks his fingers to sort of open up the curtains mechanically, and he opens a glass set of windows in front of him and sort of heads out to the balcony.
I will follow him.
And as you two walk out onto the balcony, ahead of you, you can see this sprawling, multi-layered city, years of almost unbelievable proportions, all sort of vying around large buildings, like all mechanical, like set around people, quite a lot of them using ornaments to climb across walls, fly, some even sort of holding almost mechanical lasers in their hands, got augmented eyes on the ground. And the whole city's bustling, as you guys can see, sort of whiz past you, Nikaste, two small little, almost metallic birds, all carrying what seems to be little deliveries with them. And a roar sort of sounds above as you see the mechanical dragon and Clasia from earlier sort of on one of the roofs, looking towards you two. Welcome to Artgate, the city of advancement, as started as an initiative by its four founders in order to gather the ancient technology of the past and use for the betterment of all. These founders built from a small little town up to a bustling city filled with mechanical wonders and old ancient technologies. The whole city of Artgate was said to be have been built on an old ancient ruin, which the founders used to build this whole place up by bit. Welcome to the true awe of Artgate.
I just give him a small clap at the end, like applauding his little speech.
I do not.
He looks at you. Nikaste, give me an insight check, please.
Oh.
The one inside. Read the 17.
With a 17, you almost get the feeling that he's almost scrutinizing you. Nikaste.
Yes.
Oh. Oh no.
But he doesn't do anything other than that. Anyway, you both may stay in the rooms that you've been assigned for now. And if you head along the corridor, you should be able to find the way into the main city. And if you will accept my job, then I would suggest heading almost northeast out of the city.
Okay. Well, first of all, before we go, do you have a map of the city by chance that we could use while we're here? Just so we don't get lost.
Maybe. I don't have a map. Nobody has a map, considering how fast Artgate moves and changes around. However, he brings out an orb from his pocket and tosses it towards you.
I catch it.
Use that. That should guide you if you just click
I-
the button.
Yeah, I click the button and have a look at it.
And these sort of wings sort of unfurl open as it sort of uncurls into this tiny little mechanical bird, which sort of sits on your hands and sort of like you can hear the mechanical gears whirling as it looks up at you and blinks.
Ah, cute. And is there a button to turn? Okay, out of character, is there still a button on it just to put back into ball form?
Yeah.
Yeah, I push that button again to put it back into ball form and just put that into a shirt pocket.
Just ask it where you want to go, and it's got some of the basic functionalities you'll need around Artgate. I'm sure you'll figure
Okay.
it out. Anyway,
This will be useful, and I just pat the pocket I put it in.
you both are dismissed.
Yep, I give him a wee smile and then head off with Nakaste.
Meanwhile, Alara and Iris, you wake up in the morning to some breakfast, which you can eat, and you guys can head out to go pick up Eliza. Anything you're doing on the way?
No. Probably seeing if there's food on the way that we can like pick, like berries or stuff like that.
Give me a survival check, please.
Four.
You're looking around and you don't see many. But eventually the cat leads you to where Eliza is. A little bit cold, sitting up a tree.
I'm gonna ask her if she wants to come as we're going to head out to the city now. She can stay if she wants, but we're heading out.
Oh, I'll come with you. I know this. I was there not too long ago. I should know the base layout of the city. Those buildings can't change that much. Since they're mainly made of stone, not completely mechanical.
Awesome. Did you have a good night?
Had worse.
Fair enough. Off we go
Indeed.
into the
Off to the mechanical city.
Yep.
Yep, and the cat leads you out of the forest from a different entrance this time and starts leading you guys off, sort of edging the border of the misty forest and another forest to the right.
There's another forest.
Yeah, there's like a small forest, and as you continue walking, you begin to see some sort of lake.
Ooh, pretty. Can I go check out the lake? I need to check out the lake.
Yeah, you rush over to the edge of the lake, and it's a large, like, literally sort of aqua blue lake. And you see a couple little flying fish dart out of it. They begin flying across.
They're so pretty. I wanna just sit and look at the lake, but I should probably go save the friendos, so. Is there anything around the lake, I guess?
Give me. Are you just looking, or are you like actively investigating this?
I will actively investigate, I guess.
Give me an
Actually, nah.
investigation
I'll just have a look.
check. Give me a perception check then.
What's the difference between the two? I
Investigation,
know it should be obvious.
Investigation is if you're actively sort of moving things around, checking like different locations. Perception's just what you see.
I'll just have a look. Just a little look-see.
Yep. Perception.
19.
19. As you're looking around, you see sort of at the lake, as you're like watching the surface, an almost glimmer of something sort of appears in the lake on the reflection.
Like it's not supposed to be there? Or like the sun's just hitting it funny?
Like it wouldn't normally be there. It's almost looks like some sort of dragon, you think?
Nope. And I'm out. Dragon.
Huh? What did we see?
I'm going to tell. There's a dragon in the lake. Or what looks like could be a dragon in the lake.
On the reflection.
You mean like the
Or
is this
reflection.
like what I saw, like the bones, or like is there like an actual dragon? What does it look like?
You look at the sort of rippling surface of water where Iris is pointing out, and you see this sort of almost moving, almost semi-dragon. It's not really a true dragon, from what you can tell, but you can see it on reflection. It doesn't seem to be in the lake. It's literally a reflection.
It's a reflection of a dragon in the lake, and it's not in the lake, so perception check to find the dragon.
Yeah. Sure.
17.
Actively looking up, you see up in the air this almost high in the sky, this large sort of smoky pink dragon flying up high, almost twirling around. It doesn't have wings, it's almost like a Chinese dragon. It's whirling around, and it begins flying up even higher into the sky and disappears.
Well,
He doesn't want to be friends. Sad.
I want to be friends with the pink dragon. Sad.
Well, I guess we go now.
We should probably go. We have friends to rescue.
Indeed we do. Anyway, do you think you could tell us a bit more about Artgate, Eliza? I have not been there in a very long time. Eliza? No, muted.
Sorry. Cat.
Priorities. And they are the right priorities.
Sorry. Got distracted.
So,
They are the right priorities. There should be no apologies.
so I haven't been in Artgate in a very long time. Do you think, since you've been there the most recently, that you could tell us a bit about the city?
Well, the last time I was there was about 50 years ago. I was born there and I died there.
Yeah, the back street's like the back of my hand. Full of corruption.
Full of corruption, you say?
Yeah. From the top to the bottom. To be fair, it's a big city. More people there are, well, clearly you're gonna get bad ones.
Are there any good people there?
I didn't really focus on them. I had my prey. And the people I needed to protect. Mainly children. Aside from that, it went on my radar. That was a good thing.
Okay.
Hmm.
You see the
Maybe
terrified
they
looks
remember
almost
me.
unnerved by this.
Don't worry, you're not on my radar. You haven't hurt anyone that I know of.
The
Laura's
terrified sort
just
of
gonna
looks
start
away.
walking faster.
And just sort of almost edges over towards Alara and Iris just a little bit.
Hmm?
Has that one always been like that?
Have I always been like this?
I believe so.
Yeah. She's always been like that.
Okay.
She's always wanted justice. So.
You haven't seen half of it. Believe me, close their eyes with the merciful way to go. I deserved far worse. But it's easier to slip into the shadows.
Indeed
Hmm?
it is. Or find a good hiding spot.
So the bullshit right in between the eyes. It's easier to get away from than torturing someone for years. Just what they truly deserved. But oh well.
And as Eliza says this, you guys come around another sort of almost curve of trees, and ahead you see another small little village. Quite a few carts leaving and entering this one, heading both north and south. Anyway, I should be able to get us all a ride here. But you guys have a little bit of free time, if you want, before I should be able to get the cart. So we'll meet back here at the center village well.
Okay.
Oh yes, she tosses you each silver piece. Feel free to grab some food and some supplies with that. It's not much, but it'll do. And I would check out the market they have here. It's normally pretty good.
Okay. Can I go to the market?
Sure. Iris immediately starts heading off towards the market. There's a couple children sort of dashing around, and you see ahead this big market sort of set up. There's a lot of people around, quite a few chatting. Some seem to be from different towns or neighbouring ones. And quite a few of the stalls are around. There's literally stalls for like fruit and veggies, people manning them, sort of looking around. There's dwarves who are sharpening weapons and tools, and even looking to repair some of them. There's like a little trinket shop. There's like cherry pies for sale. There's even like some sort of apple bobbing, and there's these sort of lucky dips. There's also around the back of it some more strange shops, ones with potions, alchemy, and others looking for trainees who will teach people cantrips and scrolls and things. And there's even one that seems to have supplies from Artgate and other things. There's also a trinket store which seems to have thousands of tiny little trinkets which you can sort of choose a whole bulk load from. Sort of manned by a certain bay.
I want to go look at the trinkets.
You see shiny, you want shiny.
You walk over to the trinket shop and you see two little fairies sort of manning the shop. One's sort of big, almost, you would say, barrel-like, and the other one's really tiny. Hi!
Trinkets!
Oh, sorry, my translator wasn't working too well. Anyway, hi, welcome to the trinket store of Faerun. Well,
Hi! How much? How much trinkets? How much? Give trinkets.
so you can get 10 trinkets for 20 copper pieces. So one trinket per
10
2 copper
trinkets.
pieces.
Okay. How many trinkets for 1 silver piece?
For one
I will
silver
spend all my
piece.
money.
Let me remind myself of the current currency exchange from Faerun coin.
That's 1 silver piece is equal to 10 copper.
Ah, yes. Then
Is it?
you should be able to get 5.
Yes! Give me my 5 trinkets. I want trinkets.
What sort of trinkets would you like?
All of them.
You can only have 5.
No. I should have gotten everyone's. Damn it.
Well, we've got a tiny
Yes.
little mirror here.
Give.
Here, so she sort of grabs the payment and passes you your first trinket. This is a little mirror trinket. It's got tiny little magic effects, each one of these things. This one shows a reflection of your character as if you're the opposite gender, and they sort of pass it your first one
Gender
over.
swap mirror.
The second one, she brings out this little talking grave with horses that it allows you to mark for an extra hour a day without having to make an exhaustion check.
Oh, cool.
So that's number 2. Number 3, she brings out this tiny little crystal and compass, which is almost fairy-sized, that it always points towards the crystal. This compass always points towards this tiny little crystal, so don't lose it.
Awesome.
Your fourth one is a ceramic jar, which changes sand into salt in 24 hours. And for your last one, since you brought 5 from us, I will give you a magic one. Another magic one. So, you also get this flask that freezes any liquid stored in it at midnight and unfreezes them at noon.
My.
24
I
hours.
hope you enjoyed your little trinkets.
I do. I will be back.
We've come a long way from Faerun to bring them
I
here.
will. Believe me, I will be back for more trinkets. They will be mine.
You can find us at any major shop or town.
Yay! And then I would like to go buy. You said there was an apple pie shop or cherry?
Yes, you brought 5 trinkets. There's a trinket per copper piece. Remember?
Yes. But I killed a bunch of those thingies in the
yes,
forest
true.
and got 19 copper pieces for that. So I would like to go buy a cherry pie to go play with my trinkets.
Before you do that, you hear the little female fairy yells out, "Bye! I'm Elaine, by the way. And this is Barry."
Bye, I'm Iris. I yell back, bye, I'm Iris. You'll definitely see me again.
Nice to meet you, Iris. And Iris, you head off to the cherry pie shop. Come on, get your cherry pies. You see this sort of Drunga is sort of standing there with like a whole heap of like selection of cherry pies to the side.
Lara just that.
Yay! How much is one cherry pie? As you can see, Iris just looking at it like really happy with her choices in life.
Just 1 silver, please.
Oh my god! No, that's 10 copper, isn't it?
Yep.
Yep.
I have that. I give him 10 copper.
Enjoy. Always got the best
Yay!
benefits to these cherry pies.
Yay! And then I will go back to the group now with my haul of trinkets and cherry pie.
Yeah, but what's the rest of the group doing? So you can head back to the well. What are the rest doing? So, Alara, Eliza, what are you two doing?
Eliza's just going to wander around the market, just looking to see if anything catches her eye.
I think the main thing that catches your eye, Eliza, is the stuff from Artgate and the trinket store.
Well, I'm going to look around, look at the Arcgate store.
Yeah, you head up to the Arcgate store. And there's this almost mechanical clockwork golem sort of manning the store. He seems to be in a state of disrepair. Bzz, is occasionally sparking. How can I help you? Bzz, bzz.
Do you need some help yourself?
Yes, goat would be great. Bzz, 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 bzz.
What happened?
I got struck by lightning accidentally one day. I was out and it was stormy. Bzz. Lightning doesn't do well for robots.
Yeah.
Anyway, would you like to purchase some of my wares?
What do you have today?
I have plenty of wares, some old guns from Artgate. I also have some mechanical creatures, which are very useful for manipulating tech. And if you pay me enough, I can get you in a few weeks one of the orbs for mechanical manipulation, but it would cost a lot. I'm awake.
What little creatures do you have?
I have plenty of creatures. And he grabs out like this small little box and brings out what seems to be a mechanized fairy dragon. This is one I've created recently. Bzz, bzz, bzz.
Can you tell me more about it?
I created it to assist with the casting of simple illusion-based spells. Bzz. It's 100 gold pieces. Bzz.
What about your guns? Can you tell me about them?
They use and shoot out highly concentrated beams of magic.
Oh my god, turn this guy on and off and on again.
Hmm. It's been a while since I've seen one of them.
How is it now? Are you from our gate? You don't look it.
I was there a long time ago.
How many years?
50?
50. Oh, yes. You would have been around when that serial killer was there, right?
I know her. I know her very well.
He sort of looks at you and gives you this sort of look up and down. And you can see one of his hands starts almost slowly going for one of the weapons. What are you doing?
I just put my hands up. It's like, I don't have anything to hurt you with. I ain't after you. You're safe.
And he stops.
You should know about my targets if you know about who I am.
I am very much aware. You can see this glitching has sort of stopped. Suddenly.
Oh no.
As he sort of turns towards you. They won't be happy to see you back.
I know.
You can see his eyes sort of flick red. And
And I'm
sort
going to
of,
move into the crowd.
yeah, you sort of head and mingle back into the crowd, leaving behind the robot whose eyes flicker onto red. And what you don't see is him grabbing out one of his little birds, sort of implanting his finger into one of its sockets, and then throwing it up into the air, letting it fly towards Artgate.
Oh no.
Meanwhile, what is Alara doing?
Alara will go grab some rations.
Sure, how many are you grabbing?
How much are they?
You sort of start looking around the area, and you don't really see too many sites, so like your typical rations, but you do see a lot of untypical ones, sort of like ones for about 2 copper pieces each, a little bit smaller than what you're regularly used to, but they're filled with almost dried roasted veggies and nuts and things. You also do notice there's a pie shop nearby.
Alara's going to look skeptically at these rations. And, probably just head back to where we're meeting up.
Yeah, you look skeptically at the rations, and just heads right back. You're passing by the trinket shop?
Sure.
I'm just wondering if you
Couldn't
are.
hurt. Couldn't hurt.
Yeah, you can pass by the trinket shop, still manned by 2 fairies, and you can see trinkets for sale overhead. One trinket with a minor magical effect, 2 copper pieces.
Laura will inquire.
Hello. Oh, it's nice to meet you. We're the Faerun Trinket Shop. You're inquiring about the trinkets, I presume? Well, it's 1 trinket per 2 copper pieces, with 1 minor magical effect.
What do you have?
I've got a whole heap of things. Unfortunately, the magical trinkets are a little bit random. So you'll buy 1 random magical trinket.
Laura just kind of looks at them skeptically.
Well, they really
Random.
work. And it's pretty cheap. No harm in trying one.
Laura will pass over the 2 copper pieces.
Okay. And she sort of brings out this very tiny little rustic compass. This points towards the nearest bottle of rum, which happens to be in the direction of the tavern. Which she points over in the direction of the tavern. And sort of passes it over to you.
It's just a rum compass.
Laura's
Oh, hey, at least we'll know
glare
where
at
the
them
nearest
skeptically
pirate
again.
is.
What? I did say there are minor magical effects. People these days don't really take a good deal. Well,
When do you think I'm going to need this?
When hunting for pirates.
I don't know. I said they're just minor magical effects. Pretty cheap.
Laura's just going to look at the trinket, look back at the fairy, look at the trinket again. Do you do refunds?
She sort of points at the sign, which has like in bold letters, no refunds. And then next to it's got this tiny little scribble, why does nobody ever read this part?
Laura is now just glaring at this fairy.
Elaine's just sort of glaring back at you, and like in the background you can see the other fairy barrel is just sort of rolling around like a barrel and falls off onto the tables whilst you two are busy glaring at each other.
Question, can Eliza see this?
Oh yes, you 100% see this as you're walking away into the crowd.
Yeah. Eliza's just gonna walk over to her friend and just start killing herself laughing
Yeah.
at the shenanigans.
As Alara's busy staring at this, Eliza just sort of falls off to the side and begins laughing her head off.
Laura will take her magical trinket and walk away. Lovely.
Yep, you take your magical trinket and begin walking away. Eliza, are you doing anything at the trinket shop? Other than laughing?
Yep. I'm gonna put down 1 silver piece.
Okay. So 5, then?
Yep.
Okay. First stuff, we have a holy symbol of pardon that makes you immune to the poisoning effects of alcohol, although it does not protect from passing out. She passes it to you.
That's useful for a dwarf.
She grabs an ocarina made of
You should
dough.
get that wrong finding compass from the other guy.
When played, it sounds as if a quartet of ocarinas are being played. And she passes it to you. The third one she grabs, he has some gloves made of white silk that become black for 1 hour when they come into direct contact with poison.
Useful.
Next one is a fishing hook that wiggles like a worm, negating the need for bait.
Very useful.
And your final one, a pan which does not need require grease to cook and magically seasons food to perfection.
Very useful.
I hoped you enjoyed your trinkets. But more than that other person.
Sorry about him.
Alara may have
He's on the
been slightly
Interesting.
insulted by the bottom, the compass that leads to rum. Will you take me for an alcoholic?
Anyway.
But yeah, they're just going to head to the meeting spot.
Yep. You guys all head to the meeting spot, and soon enough, the tabaxi comes up to you guys. Ah, you guys are all here.
Tabaxi.
I'd say tabaxi. Have it. Terrify, sorry. Both cats. Gets confusing all the time, you know?
Meow. Meow.
But, no, the Terrify walks up to you. Okay, so we've got a trip out of here in about 10 minutes time on a wagon heading to Artgate. How are the rest of you guys going?
Great. I got
Alara's
these 5 trinkets.
I'm
I
pretty
got
sure
these
someone
5 trinkets
recognized me.
and this apple pie. Cherry pie.
Nice.
Hey, Sparkle.
Yes?
I was just looking at the trinkets I got. I got 4 trinkets.
You had one before that. I don't remember what it was. I forgot to actually paste it in general.
Sweet. I will just listen to the recording then.
Okay.
Awesome.
Or you could either go with that, or I could just regenerate a new one for you.
Your choice.
I'll just
Dealer's choice.
I'll just regenerate a new one for you. A soft leather pouch with fancy gold numbers that show how many gold pieces are inside of it.
Yay.
Oh, now the criminals can know exactly how much money they're going to steal from you.
So convenient.
You mean all of my 0 gold pieces?
Oh, now they can know that you're poor.
It's just a reminder that we're poor.
Yeah, on some not so nice news, I'm pretty sure someone recognized me.
Recognized you?
Yeah.
Like, how bad is recognized in this scenario?
I mean, if they find out that a notorious serial killer who died 50 years ago is now alive.
How'd anybody recognize you? It's like 50 years ago.
Let's just say this person wasn't quite organic.
We'll look alike, though. It's actually fairly common.
An arcade? Yes.
Did you say something to possibly insinuate to this man that you are not just some random person?
I mean, have you seen me? I kind of don't really fit in. well, I had wanted posters everywhere.
Perhaps we should get you a cloak or something.
That ain't gonna do much.
Your cloak goes a long way.
If you say so.
Well, anyway, we best get out of here post haste.
Indeed. That's concerning, but hopefully not as many people remember you in Artgate. Anyway, you guys head off to go get in the ride of the wagon, and it's drawn by this very old goblin who's sitting in the front. And he just sort of swings around to you guys who are just sort of standing by the side. Hey there! You ordered a ride, wasn't it? Indeed we did. Well, get in the back. We don't have all day. And he sort of points to each of you in turn. Scary cat lady. Blue. Sort of pointing at Eliza. Because I don't think you ever stopped... You ever went back to normal with the liquid, did you?
I mean, I've been drinking the liquid a couple times, and if it did go to a normal, then I would have, stayed at normal.
Okay, so you're normal.
But if it did go to normal,
he's gonna point at Alara
yeah.
and say, blue person, dragon born thingy, weirdo points to Eliza, and tiny little thing. Get in. Let's go.
Tiny little.
Did it just call me a thing?
No.
Tiny little. What?
Of course I didn't. Get in.
Oh, I think just doesn't complain. She's dealt with this shit before.
Iris is gonna be slightly offended and get in.
No, I swear.
What was it?
You'll get used to it, don't worry.
And you guys all pile into the back of the cart, and the cart heads off, and he's got this funny little pony who's just moving incredibly slowly. Yeah, come on, old girl. What, you want some pumpernickels this time? You see the horse physically shakes its head. Do you want some honey? The horse shakes its head. Fine. I'll get you some run when we get to Arcade. And the horse just sort of looks, turns back at him and runs off at top speed, and you guys are struggling to hold into the back of the cart.
The rum horse.
All of you give me dexterity saves, please.
Oh no.
Wanna
I
watch
guess
me
rum is what makes that thing run.
Yes! 19! Not falling out again.
You just grab onto it and you're not.
At least I'm not there. Or else we're going to get through.
Natural 20, Eliza, you're just you're just sitting there normally. Too used to this stuff.
9.
And what did you get, Lara?
I got a 9.
A 9. You're struggling to sort of stay in, and Eliza just sort of grabs you by the arm to prevent yourself from falling out. But you guys are on full haste to Artgate. And meanwhile, our two Artgatians currently.
Hello.
Yes. Hi.
Yeah, we want to explore the city a bit. I would say. Oh, I do.
Nakaste, what are you planning on doing?
I want to get a feel for the layout of the city as well, so I'll wander around, but I'm just trying to remember streets and directions.
Yeah, you guys exit out of this large building. You can see it's very large, very
By the way,
bright, clean.
real quick, one thing. The gold he had put on the table, did he say that we could, like, take that just as, like, funds he was giving us in the city? Or was that, like, the reward if we
It's a
accepted?
reward. So it's likely you guys
Okay.
may have to pick up some other odd jobs before then.
Okay, looks like we're on the. Well, we have a place to sleep at least, but looks like we're poor.
But you guys can begin wandering the streets. Just tell me anything you're like looking out for in particular. Other than
Nakaste?
Maybe like somewhere that needs help from a basic sorcerer.
How about something to
Nakaste?
Nakaste's more interested in just working out directions, so she can work out how to, as quickly as possible, get out of the city.
Okay. And
Mhm.
you're just trying to figure your way out of the city as Eve's just sort of dragging you down street after street. There's so many streets things here. There's people using mechanics everywhere. There's robots carrying all sorts of things. There's zip lines from layer to layer. You guys aren't even touching like the deeper layers, which look very dark and almost foreboding down below, with a lot more of smoke and other mechanics down there.
Probably where the poor live.
Yeah, you guys are more at the top of the city where things are a lot fuller. There's gears. Some people who seem to be used to Argate are using the gears to get around faster. But you guys are just sort of sticking to the main streets, and you guys notice that the streets are changing. The buildings are even moving around. Like, everything's moving. Nothing's staying still. There's people everywhere. There's occasionally a couple kids running past, which the robots are trying their best to avoid.
Yeah, quick question. Do those kids have augments?
Some of them do, but most of them don't.
I'm just like keeping an eye out for where like some shops that aren't actually moving, like they're actual stable shops where they stay in that area, and for like somewhere that could have like a help wanted sign, like say a restaurant where we could be, or an inn where we could be like where I could be like a server.
You guys eventually see this sort of building after like maybe 2 hours of exploring the city. You guys have barely even touched it. It goes on for a while, and you haven't even found an exit in Nakaste. And you think you guys are already lost at this point.
Well, while we're looking for whatever we're looking
Eliza,
for,
you aren't there.
What was that, Alara?
Hello.
You're not an Artgate, by the way.
Hello.
Correct?
Well,
Yeah, it's me and Nakaste. You forgot, didn't you?
I'm just gonna go back to being muted.
Aww. You're okay, Alara.
And you
But, yeah.
eventually find this almost a building that says sort of the Guild. It's a lot older than the rest of the buildings, made with like this old wood instead of this sort of marble and sort of these gears.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, I'm flying a little bit off the road. I'm just like using my wings to just hover slightly off the road.
But yeah. Are you heading in?
I will be. I will look to Nakaste. Well, if we want to do anything here, we probably need money. So best to find a job, and it looks like that might be the place we should go. Looks like a guild building.
Fine.
I know you want to get out of the city, but it's best we actually get some money first and get some supplies.
But yeah, you guys waltz into the guild, and there's a lot of people around, quite a few of augments. There's this sort of younger group of adventurers sort of hanging around. And across the sort of side, you can see this sort of job board.
I'm going to walk over to the job billet and have a look for any decent paying jobs, but not too difficult.
Decent paying jobs. There seems to be one to track down a couple criminals who have just been causing a few issues around Artgate, hacking into some of the devices.
Looks like we've got a couple hackers we can track down.
Yes, I want to ask them some questions.
I think so too. And real quick, before. One sec. And I quickly cast the message cantrip with Nakaste and just through that say, better way to communicate without us being spied on. And I just tap my pocket. I don't trust this thing.
Well, I mean, that's good. Personally, I would have just not taken it, but you're more in
Hey,
line with
we
social
need
norms.
we need some way to navigate around the city so we don't get lost. We can use it for that. But if we ever need to tell in secret, I will activate the message cantrip. It's probably not even the safest option, but it's the safest option we have.
You should find
Right.
out what these hackers do to those little spy drones.
Yeah, and I will take that job and like walk over to like a desk to ask for the job so we can take it.
Oh, yes. You see this sort of elf with this mechanical ear sort of grins at you. And he goes, yes, can I please have your citizenship ID, please?
We are new to Artgate. We just came in today. We don't have any.
Do you have any references?
The Lord of the City? And I just give her a slight smile.
She just pauses with her pen. The Lord of the City.
Knox. He was the one who invited us to the city, you see. Can I roll persuasion?
Yes, please.
That's a 12.
12. She sort of calls out. Yeah. Hey, Rigid. Could you please contact the Duke real quick? We need to get some references for two people who have shown up.
Eve and Nakaste.
Even Nakaste. Anyhow, in the meantime, maybe we should get you registered with the guild before you take on the job. It's kind of a requirement, you see.
Yes, that would be nice. A guild card would be very nice.
So you just have to follow and abide the laws of the city. Nothing too difficult, just the basics. No destroying technology, no killing. Ever since we had that mass murderer, you will definitely be trialed quite harshly if it does happen. And
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yes, it was a big incident 50 years ago, I've heard. Not that I would know too much more about it than that. I'm only 36 after all. But anyway, you guys need to note down if you know any spells. Spells are banned in the city. Except for Necromancy. If you've got a permit, that includes healing spells.
Okay. And I just have a little bit of a concerned look as I am a sorcerer, and I probably look like a sorcerer.
So please just note any you've got down here, and
Yeah,
sign the
I
contract with
jot
your.
down my spells, but I leave out the message cantrip.
Okay. Anything else we should be aware of? Any magic items? You can get them registered at the guild. If you wish to
I do
use
have
them.
this book, and I pull out my basic book.
Oh,
It's an old an old ancient magic item, or technomancy
that's the
item.
one that you got from session 3 or 4, was it?
Yep, that's the one from the ruins.
Yeah.
It's just a spell focus for me mainly.
So an item from Argate. Let me just look in the reference system to see if I can notify its date. This is an unregistered Argate item. So
I
where did you?
found it in an old ruin, so it's probably
Ah.
very old.
Well, I'll give it an ID real quick. And she just sort of grabs out this
Yep.
magic stamping device and just quickly stamps the book on the back with this tiny little numbered barcode. There we go. It's uploaded to the system.
Yep. Also, one thing, I do not show her the Vizier card that I have.
Okay. Anyway, you should be good to go.
Hey,
And
thank you.
please sign here, real quick.
Yep. And I quickly sign with a very nice signature.
Yep. And Acaste, are you filling out the guild form?
I guess.
Yep.
Guess I am.
Anything you're leaving
But-
off of it?
I don't even have.
What do you have?
I just have miscellaneous crap, and I don't use any weapons. I use my bare hands and feet.
Yeah, you don't have any magic.
Yep, you're fine
No,
then.
I have violence. I have highly effective violence.
So you're signing it?
Sure, why not?
Yep,
does
you
it
sign
say?
it. The 2 contracts magically glow and disappear. Thank you very much for your service, and you may indeed take on that job. Feel free to come back
Thank you.
here for any more jobs you may require.
Yep. And yeah, I will head out of the guild building then.
Yeah, you guys head out of the guild building as the rest. You guys are making post haste towards Artgate, and on the horizon you guys see a large city and almost even larger gears around it. Liza, you get this sort of sense of foreboding and almost anxiety.
How have they travelled that far in a month? How have they travelled a month worth of travel that fast?
It's not a month worth of travel. I never said it was a month. I said it was.
I thought you said earlier. The cat person said earlier in the campaign there was a month. Our cat was a month away.
It was a long way away.
Okay.
I probably thought about something, but it was a very long way away, but it's not that far.
Yep.
So, it looks like we're here. Already. Eliza, the sense of foreboding as you draw close to the city is getting stronger.
I try to brush it off.
Give me... Give me a wisdom check, please.
That's 4.
Before you can't quite shove it off, and Alara and Iris, you notice this.
I'm sorry, what do I notice?
She's okay.
You notice that Eliza's seems to be feeling off.
I ask if she's okay.
I'm fine, it's just been a while since I was here.
Um,
Especially considering my reputation.
I think Alara's just going to ignore it. She's going to continue looking around.
Yeah, you sort of continue looking around. The city's huge. It's absolutely massive, and it's, from what you can tell outside, everything's moving. But you guys coming up to the gates, and the cart sort of draws to a halt at the entrance. As you see a mechanical, almost owlbear is sort of standing at the gate, still a little bit of almost flesh poking through the mechanics. Passports, please. Sort of still looking down at its work.
Alara's going to look at the driver. Look at the cat.
We didn't need passports the last time we were here.
Yeah, we don't have those.
And you see the owlbear, sort of mechanical owlbear, looks up. Sort of raises an eyebrow. No passports?
We're from
That is
Maine.
correct.
Yeah,
Wow.
our friends were kind of taken here, and now we're trying to find them.
We were in a
Unfortunately,
rush.
give me a persuasion check,
Is there any
please.
way we can apply for some?
A persuasion check.
Yes, please.
Oh yeah, this will go well. 17.
It went well.
With a 17, he just sort of looks at you. It will take about a month to get passports in. I apologize. But if you have any connections inside of the city from someone with a passport, I can expedite the process.
Look, we're only really here to get our friends, and they were kind of taken here unwillingly. Isn't that kind of like a crime?
Unwillingly. By who
That is correct.
do you say did this unwillingly?
Nox.
Some guy named Knox, I think, and what was the other one?
We were hiding.
Kalashia.
Knox and Clasher.
The Albion sort of stops. Okay, so official business then. Sort of slams the book shut. Fine, I can allow you guys into Artgate with a basic permit for now. And he sort of grabs out some basic permits for you as the Terrified gets out of the cart and grabs these. This will allow you into the city for the duration of a month at most, until you're given proper passports.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a brilliant time at Artgate. And you see the gate opens for you guys.
It turns
Oh,
out,
Eliza
even
goes
with a
in
negative
very
1 to
eagerly.
persuasion, you can still persuade people.
You guys step into the bustling city. Eliza, it's more bustling than when you're here, but it's nice to be back in your old hunting ground. There's things everywhere, and I would say, Eliza, you would still know your way around. But what are you guys all doing now?
Would Eliza know who Nox is?
Nox. I would say you've heard brief mentions of him over the time. He's the current Duke of Arkgate. And he was locked away for some time trying to further his research, if you remember. Around the time you were doing your murdering. So you hadn't really learned too much about the guy.
Oh, never mind.
Well, do I know where the main building is?
Yeah, Center City.
I know where they probably are. Follow me.
Yeah, and you
And I'm
immediately
gonna try
sort
to
of...
take all the back roads.
Yeah, you immediately take the back road to the left, sort of dashing off. And the Terrified just sort of dashes, sort of looks back to Alara and Iris and dashes off after Eliza. As Eliza, you use like all the different routes, you jump onto some of the gears and begin sort of climbing them. And I guess you can look back at the other two. And for the rest of you, Alara and Iris, give me acrobatics, please.
I'm sorry, what's going on? What?
Eliza's sort of just taken off. She's taking like a back sort of street, and so's the Terrify.
I got a
Eliza
5.
knows the routes.
Don't we have a cart still, or is that not,
The goblin's sort of staying at the end of the city, and the Terrify's already gotten off, and so did Eliza.
Interesting.
He's not going in.
Oh, what did you say you needed?
Acrobatics.
I
got a 5.
Iris, you
16.
don't think you can perform all these maneuvers, so you're just sort of running along the sidewalks, trying to keep up with Eliza and Alara. Alara, you're falling quite a little bit behind Eliza, but you're still sort of keeping up with the Terrify, as you guys are just sort of following Eliza through all the gears. Iris, you're still sort of struggling to keep up from behind. And welcome to Arc 2.
Ooh, Act 2 and Arkgate.
And welcome to Arkgate. Dun dun dun. So, favourite moment of the session, please, Alara?
I guess talking to the passport guy was okay.
Eliza, favourite moment of the session, please?
Well, getting the spotlight at the market was pretty fun, and also being a menace at the very end.
Oh yes,
The
this
Menace
is
has returned.
part of your backstory after all, Eliza. We haven't quite gotten to the rest yet. And I say that with a very interesting yet, because a few I'm gonna say it now, but a few of your backstories are going to be showing up during this arc, so keep that in mind. I think the only two who aren't really showing up as much are Alara and Eve.
Aww.
You guys have arcs that come a little bit later, but for the rest of you, that's something to look forward to.
It's kind of hard to include a dragon in a city lore. A little difficult, I'd
There's
say.
literally a dragon in the city.
Yes.
One who attacked us.
We don't know that. We don't know
Wait.
anything about this place.
Indeed.
Other than
Anyway.
Would you recognize Eliza?
Not necessarily. You don't.
How old is the dragon?
You don't know how long the dragon's been here. You've never seen it before. Kalasha isn't a name that you remember. I will say that much.
This is out of character.
Yeah?
Because, oh boy, if he realizes that he just got attacked and trolled by a
By the serial killer.
Nikasi and Iris, favourite moments, please.
Trinket! Trinkets.
You got your shinies.
Indeed.
I will
It's the
get more
shinies.
shiny.
Oh no.
I will.
Oh no.
I will never. Me.
We have a new shiny in the party.
Huh?
So
No problem.
you can't do
No.
it.
I know.
Nikaste, what was your favourite moment?
I don't know. I really, I kind of get the distinct feeling the guy we're dealing with has very bad intentions.
Who knows?
I don't know, man. I have suspicions.
It would have been great if you could just steal his money. That would have been great.
Yeah, no.
No.
Other than that, no.
Two of you guys had some very interesting suspicions about this guy. But Eve, favourite moment, please.
Honestly, this isn't even a moment that happened to me, but trinkets.
Trinkets.
Just seeing how, but also the guild stuff.
Hopefully, the party should be reunited by
Next session?
yes, by next.
Eliza is going to piss off Nox so much because she has no care for etiquette.
Yeah, I did want to mention that, like, I don't particularly enjoy the split party sessions.
Yeah, I'm just like trying to figure out how to get everyone back together at this point in time.
You know,
How about do it
I
so
have
these
I have
two?
like an ADD, so like if I'm not engaged in what's going on, I will just zone out and do other things. Like my brain
Yeah,
will not.
legit.
Same.
Hey, the thing is,
I'm pretty
for
sure I
most,
really HD.
yeah, most of this session, I've been playing Minecraft.
Moods.
Yeah, that's fine. It's fine if you're doing something else whilst it's not your guys' turn. It's fine if you guys are doing that. That
Yeah,
this
like,
weekend
I
we're very split up, and I had to figure out some sort of way to rejoin you guys back up again.
Nox is not going to be in for a good time.
So
Even
there's a
if it
couple
turns
fun
out he is on
moments
our
in the
side.
session, but I mean, like there was just
I
like not
actually
a
kind
whole
of
lot
hope he
that
does turn
happened
out
in
to
the
be a
last two
good person.
sessions. You know what I mean?
Like even if he,
What was that,
like even if Nox,
It's fine. I'll talk to you later about it.
like even if Nox does turn out to be on our side,